Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to unlock the mental secrets of the wealthy by breaking down the key ideas from Steve Siebold's fascinating book, How Rich People Think. So, let me ask you a question. What if the one thing stopping you from getting rich isn't your job or the economy, but just how you think? That's the core idea in Steve Siebold's book. He argues that getting wealthy isn't really about the mechanics of money. It's about the mindset behind it. And get this, he didn't just pull this idea out of thin air. For 26 years, he interviewed some of the wealthiest people on the planet. And after all that time, he came to a pretty shocking conclusion. The biggest thing separating them from everybody else was just their thoughts. Now, to explain this, he uses two key terms you need to know. First, middle-class thinking, which isn't about income, but represents the way most people, the masses, think. And second, world-class thinking, which is the mindset of the rich. Okay, so let's get right into it. It all starts with the foundation, how you actually feel and think about money itself. A lot of us are brought up to believe that money is kind of bad, right? That it's the root of all evil, something that corrupts people. But the wealthy completely flip that script. They see poverty as the real enemy. They understand that while money won't guarantee happiness, it for sure makes life a whole lot easier and a lot more enjoyable. And this leads to another huge mental split. The middle-class mindset often sees money as a limited pie, like there's only so much to go around and we're all fighting for a slice. The world-class thinker, they believe that pie is infinite. So how can that be? Well, here's the crucial insight. They understand that wealth flows from ideas. And since there's no limit on human creativity, there's really no limit on the potential for new wealth. So if the philosophy is different, how does that change the strategy? Let's look at how these mindsets affect the way people actually go about earning money. You see, the average person tends to operate from a place of fear, playing financial defense. Their focus is on saving, clipping coupons, living frugally, because they're always worried about running out. The wealthy, though, they're on offense. All their mental energy goes into figuring out how to create more value, solve bigger problems, and as a direct result, earn more money. Now, the book makes a really interesting point here. We're all told that hard work is the key to getting rich. But think about it. If that were true, every construction worker would be a millionaire. Instead of just hard work, the wealthy focus on leverage. They're not just working harder, they're amplifying their efforts. They strategically use everything they have, their contacts, their reputation, their capital, and the collective brainpower of their teams. So it all boils down to this. You have to break that direct link between your time and your money. The wealthy focus on ideas that solve problems, because an idea doesn't have an hourly wage. It has no earning limit. Okay, so if your philosophy is different and your earning strategy is different, well, it makes sense that your approach to actually getting things done has to be different too. The book draws a really sharp contrast here between what it calls a lottery mentality and an action mentality. And this really gets to the core of it. So many people are just waiting around, hoping to get lucky, praying for their big break. But the world-class thinkers, they're out there actively solving problems and creating their own opportunities. This puts it so perfectly. It's the difference between being a passive passenger in your own life or being the one who's actually building the ship and steering it. And finally, taking action requires taking risks. The world-class mindset isn't afraid of this. They understand you have to take calculated risks to get ahead, and they have the confidence that even if they lose, they know how to earn it back. So, when you put all of these comparisons together, what's the ultimate lesson here? What's the big takeaway? If there's one central message in this entire book, it's that wealth is built in your head long before it ever shows up in your bank account. It's really about fundamentally changing the beliefs that are driving your everyday behavior, shifting from a worldview of scarcity to one of genuine abundance. And of course, it's about that massive shift from just waiting around for something good to happen to taking full responsibility for making it happen yourself. Because as How Rich People Think makes crystal clear, your current beliefs have created your current life. So the real question is, what will you choose to believe next? Because getting rich, that's always been an inside job.